What it do, anime crew? Hey man, listen, today I'm going to be ranting about procrastination per the request of Ev on Patreon. If you guys want to rant for some godforsaken reason, I'll put my Patreon in the description if I remember to. If I don't, I probably don't deserve your patronage anyway. But, procrastination. So this video is coming out late. It's kind of just the demon that conquers all of us. It's a weird thing because a lot of people classify themselves as procrastinators, but like I've never met somebody who doesn't have this habit. Like I've heard tall tales of people who are like super organized and have to get everything done right away, and it's like it probably exists. Maybe it's just that I don't tend to attract people who have that personality type for whatever reason. I'm sure I could get along with them. It's just I wouldn't be able to work with them very well, I'd say. It's kind of like a little bit of just like you get distracted. Like you don't have discipline, is all it really is. But I kind of see the psychology of being the type of person who needs to get everything out of the way right away as extremely similar to procrastination. It's just that you happen to have more of a fire under your ass naturally. You happen to like catastrophize over the future in a way that's a little bit more grounded. Not grounded, but a little bit less grounded, Because it's like, if you're a procrastinator, you do things at the last possible minute because you can't do them any later. It's like, oh crap, I have to do it. But if you're like that, you just stress over having to do stuff even more naturally. And so you get to that point way, way faster. Procrastinators probably just don't stress enough about it. Or maybe they stress so much that their mechanism is to shut down or something like that. And basically, they just put it off until the last minute where they can't anymore. Because it's just like times are too desperate. But for some people in their heads, I think time just gets too desperate earlier. And it's sort of the same thing motivating everyone to work. Because most people, I don't think naturally have a tremendous amount of discipline. There are also people who like work on things consistently through a schedule and a routine. And I think that is the best way to do things. But also I think that's sort of a learned behavior. It's something you kind of have to train your brain to do. I don't believe that's like the most natural way for most people to work. Maybe just not in this brain rot era of TikTok and having games on your phone. But I'd be really curious to hear if the person who requested this rant considers themselves a procrastinator. Because I don't know if I would classify them as such. And I feel like they might classify themselves as such, but that's just because they're anxious as fuck and like always have this giant air of like, oh my god, I gotta get it done by the deadline. It's like always like weighing down on them because they just have a more stressed out personality than I do. That's no shade. It's a good thing and it makes your videos better. But I know you've had a lot of issues with like pushing dates back for stuff, and like never actually doing it. So like, in that sense, I know it can be hard for you to like totally discipline yourselves into like getting something out until it's absolutely too late. But once again, I feel like that's just how everyone is. I always think it's a little bit weird when people specifically go out of their way to classify themselves as a procrastinator because I think it's just such natural human behavior. It's kind of the same as like when people call themselves like a huge introvert or extrovert. They're like, I'm not like anybody else. I'm crazy. I'm an introvert. It's like, yeah, okay, like most people are introverted, and then if you find a social circle that you're more comfortable in, you will become marginally more extrovert. It's like a pretty fluid thing, and if one person's one or the other, introvert is probably the more common of the two. But it's just a bit of a weird thing to like hill to die on. It's like, come on, there are definitely more interesting and unique qualities that you have. Don't sell yourself short by saying the most interesting thing or one of the most interesting things about you is something that's true for at least around 50% of the population. It's just fun. It's like you never hear someone be like, oh, I'm not like everybody else, I'm a woman, or I'm a male. It's like, what? I don't know. It's like, what are we even talking about? I don't know. I think this is just like a bit of a weird personal vendetta I have, and maybe I'm just overreacting and I am way too insecure about being well-rounded in the way I present myself as a unique individual. Who knows? Who cares? It's everyone's business. If you're an extrovert, say you're an extrovert. If you're an introvert, say you're an introvert. If you procrastinate, say you're a procrastinator. And if you don't, go ahead and brag about that shit because you probably deserve it. It's a good thing not to be. But in terms of like fighting it, because nobody wants to be a procrastinator. It usually kind of just ends up stressing you out and making it so that you put out half-baked stuff, I would say, because like you don't have enough time to put in everything you want to put in. I think the best way, oh my god, it's tough. You just gotta have really good friends. You gotta have like a really good support system who is willing to actually like help you with the problem if it's like seriously something that's bothering you. Because through like willpower alone and repetition over time, I think there are probably like other videos, like a Dr. K video or something that's good about like how to fight it. But in terms of like wanting to make big progress fast and try to like kill that part of you, you kind of need somebody to be rough and like hold you accountable. And that's only something you can really ask of somebody who you really trust and aren't afraid to ask kind of a lot of. It's definitely very interesting. Something I struggle with. Something I'm going to deal with, but like, you know, I'm going to deal with it later. All right, that's about it. Take it easy, y'all.